Marvel Age Star Wars. My name is Sean. I am returning with Brooks.
Hi, everyone. When last we left our hero and his droids, they were on their way to boarding an enormous pirate ship that's got villages and cities on it. It's manned or populated, I guess, by these seafaring scavengers, salvage guys that have sort of kidnapped Luke and until he
kidnapped
brought his
them back
out and showed them who's boss.
So the power dynamic shifted really fast. Because they saw the lightsaber and they were like, oh, that's good, we'll steal that too. And then he started using it like, oh no, there's no defense against a lightsaber. Says,
oh, wait a minute.
Like that 180
works.
Like, we only have sticks. Why do we have sticks? We have ray guns.
Yeah, well, the ray guns are all mounted on the ship.
Oh.
They're solely for fighting.
They're just for fighting giant
masters,
serpents.
Whatever they're called. Why can't I remember what those guys are called?
The Dragon Lord? Isn't that what they
Dragon Lord. I think that's it. So anyway, these guys were fighting Dragon Lord and his dragons. Luke got caught up in the middle. He was floating in a life pod. They pick Luke up. They want to take the droids and take them apart for their valuable insides. Luke pulls out his lightsaber, takes over the scene, and says, I demand to be taken to your leader. So now they are taking him
We were, though.
Yeah, that's what we were going to do. Just
no, but in a different context, though, now, where you don't kill any of us.
I guess you mean alive?
Oh, all right, then. We'll play it your way.
So they're going to the governor.
Where they have this...
Whenever I hear governor now, it's been ruined for me by Walking Dead.
Yeah. Well, it's probably a situation like that. Like you said, it sounds a little waterworldy. And yet, there you go. There's the governor. Have a look.
Yep. Very waterworldy.
Yeah, very Dennis Hopper looking.
He's got an actual military uniform.
He's wearing a Vietnam Army helmet for some reason.
A bunch of random medals. And a cape. A Santa Claus cape.
Yeah, like a cartoon king cape.
Yeah, very nice.
With furry edges.
When we first came within scanning distance of this water world, our ship's instruments picked up what I thought was a large landmass.
Oh, he actually says waterworld. I like he uses the word waterworld.
I think we found out where waterworld came from.
Yeah.
What I thought was a large landmass. Evidently, it was this. Okay, now this is a big-looking ship. Don't get me wrong. But I would not think that from space, this ship would appear as a large landmass.
Like a nation. Looks like a continent.
I'm thinking like Australia or something when you say large landmass.
Yeah. We tend to leave New Zealand off of maps. So,
that's
I don't
true.
know. To us...
Not even New Zealand's large enough to count.
A big boat wouldn't count as a large landmass.
We hoped it might serve as a new rebel base. Did your scanners not tell you that the landmass was moving? Which I assume this thing is as a floating...
This is the reason you came here, Luke?
Yeah.
From space, you thought a boat was a country?
I'm starting to wonder about Luke's proficiency.
I love that they really lean into the fact that Luke is just a hayseed who got lucky. Like, I don't know. Like, who says I know how to use any of that scanning equipment? I saw a dot.
I turned them off when I was fighting the Death Star. I didn't even use them.
Yeah, I can't use the forest for everything. It's greedy. It's like, how does any of these instruments work? I'll just see if I can sense land. And here we are.
He's like, I'm like 17. Cut me some slack.
I don't know anything about this. I don't even think I was a very good farmer.
Yeah, that's true. He was always goofing off, hanging out with his friends.
Who didn't like him. He's terrible.
Tashi Station.
He's basically terrible at everything. His friends didn't like him.
Yeah, he was pretty whiny. I could see why they didn't like him.
They used to call him Wormy. That's not endearing.
We didn't see that in the cut of the movie that we saw, but...
No. I read a thing that Disney was going to put that scene back in. I don't know if they just included it as a deleted scene or whatever. It's like, I'd watch a cut that had that scene in it.
It's kind of cheesy, though, when you watch it.
It's super cheesy.
There's a good reason they cut it out in the first place.
Yeah, like Biggs can't act. None of those actors can act. Like,
yeah.
The scene, it didn't even follow the flow that Lucas wanted for introducing the character elements.
Don't worry, 3PO. I think I can talk some sense into the person in charge.
He looks like a reasonable man.
At least it makes sense to me. You'll have your chance, Sonny. That's Governor Quarg waiting on the dock. But us showing up shy 2 skimmers ain't likely to have 'em in a receptive mood.
I'll just show him my lightsaber.
So what accent's this guy gonna have? I can't do a Dennis Hopper impression.
Yeah, I can't either.
Seize everyone aboard. I want them hanged as traitors. In our war with the Dragon Lords, men are expendable, skimmers definitely are not.
Wait, Your Honor. So he's gonna hang them all because they lost 2 skimmers. I mean, I don't know how they could have not lost those skimmers fighting against those things.
Yeah, did anybody mention that skimmers are completely ineffective? But we brought robots.
Yeah, look what we brought back with us. Robots! They more than make up for those broken down skimmers, Your Honor. Aye, sir. They couldn't have lasted another mission anyway.
Perhaps I'll have the master machinesmith strip down your catch and judge its value. Then I'll decide about you.
It looks like, hey, hold on, wait a minute. I think it's
whoa,
flipped
whoa,
again.
Whoa. Governor Quarg, you'd better hear me out before you decide anything. I assume he's actually lit his lightsaber here, which is kind of aggressive. I don't think there's a soul on this whole floating mess of yours who knows what these droids are really worth in one piece. And he's also insulting their home.
Who in the 3 moons is this? That's what I always say. What in the name of our single moon is going on around here?
Yeah, who in the moon is this?
Yeah. What in the yellow sun?
Found him with the robots, Your Honor. He swings a lightsaber. Just like one of them Jedi Knights the histories tell about. They have the histories. Consult the histories.
There's far more to being a Jedi than that, or so my father always insisted. He likened them to warrior priests or wizards. But of course he hated and feared them too, because he was a terrible bigot.
I'm not a fool like my father, my rude young friend, but you've spurred my curiosity enough to hear you out. Of course, if I don't like what I hear, you'll be the first one hanged.
You know what I like about this? This is a microcosm of when he faces off against Jabba, because it's the same thing where he's like, I'm a Jedi and you have to listen. And he's like, whatever. Fall in my hole.
He no Jedi.
Yeah.
Bring him and his metallic friends with us.
Okay, so I guess now we're prisoners. Like, I'm having a hard time keeping up.
I like that he's hanging people instead of just making them walk the plank, which is a much more obvious thing to do, I would think, in a water world.
Yeah, I guess they just figure we're in a water world. They have like a 50-50 chance of surviving walking the plank. They just swim to one of our other boats.
This way, boy, and quickly. Oh, this is a different dude?
It's him talking, but it shouldn't be.
So he's talking about himself.
Ship's
That's always weird when they do that.
The ship's governor has better things to do than entertaining off-world flotsam. Are you going to tell me something or not?
Like, what? I thought we were going somewhere. You said, no, you like stop in the hallway and start grilling me over stuff.
Brother, what I wouldn't give for Han Solo's gift of gab. His very terrible gift of gab.
Yeah, really.
Or at the very least, his self-confidence.
Shut up, space freak.
Better yet, I'd like to see the Millennium Falcon roaring down to blast us out of here. This is another thing that you see early in these issues. And we mentioned earlier that, like, they're always reminiscing about each other. For Luke, though, Han and Leia are probably the only people he knows.
Yeah, it's really sad.
His family is all dead. Ben's dead. Biggs is dead. You know, so he's like, I sure wish I could see Han. Like, why do you care about Han? It's like, because he's the only friend I have.
You see me meeting new people who aren't trying to kill me? Curiously enough, that wish is not so far-fetched as Luke feels as the great wooden door slams down behind him. For some light years distance, mighty battlecruiser is making the jump into hyperspace. Its destination, the Drexel system.
It doesn't have the circle on it now, the hole, unless it just doesn't go all the way through.
Yeah, it's just a pool. Yeah, I'd like if it went all the way through, like it was just a giant keychain.
Or thinking of merchandising when we designed the ship.
We used the merchandising as a direct model for drawing this stuff. Or they even have holes in their feet when you can see the bottoms of their feet.
Yeah. And its hold is Han Solo's Corellian smuggling ship, the Millennium Falcon.
And on its bridge is Han Solo himself, feeling uncharacteristically tense. Look how tiny his vest is in the comic. Like, come on, Han,
yeah,
get it together.
It's kind of... It's shrunk in the wash. How do I get myself into situations like this? Running a half-baked bluff on Crimson Jack, one of the deadliest space pirates going? Well, heading towards the star system, most old-timers say should be avoided, like a herd of stampeding banthas.
Sure.
Why avoid that star system? Because it has a ship on it with some water skimmers?
Because it's a water world.
They seem to have no technology to take out the starships.
There be dragons.
That thing being wood, it seems like you could pretty easily destroy it.
Yeah, with a working spaceship, it seems like nothing is very threatening on that planet. The only one who can crash a spaceship there is Luke.
That's how good Luke is.
Yeah, I can crash
with the princess
anything.
who masterminded this move, locked below, waiting to be rescued. Whatever happened to the good old days when I was a simple smuggler and only had to worry about outrunning Empire ships and blah, blah, blah. Problems, Mr. Solo?
Yeah. I'd hate to think my new partner has anything on his mind he's not sharing with me.
Well, I don't want to hurt your feelings, Jack. But this tail-heavy battle wagon goes into warp with all the grace of a Varillian land slug.
I like warp.
You are known for not having grace.
Warp's a Star Trek term. Just because I'm Scottish means
Wait a
with
minute.
Star Trek.
Yeah. It has the size and firepower to do all I require, Mr. Solo.
Though I'll admit it saw some rather hard service just before I acquired it from the Imperial fleet.
Quite an accomplishment, Jack. How did you pull that off?
By being in the right place. That's how you do everything, Jack. I was sitting here, and it fell in my lap. Shortly after the Rebel Alliance won their first big victory over Empire forces. Here's a thing that happens in the old comic that stops eventually, but Archie Goodwin's pretty bad for it too, is the word Imperial is not in the lexicon yet. They almost exclusively use Empire as an adjective. So they're always saying Empire forces and Empire ships.
Oh, yeah. That's kind of weird.
It always comes off feeling weird.
On the cruiser was one of the casualties. She apparently escaped the main battle only to drift helplessly when her reactors went out, which is when me and mine happened upon
Here?
Upon here.
I guess I would have said
Nice.
her.
Nicely done, editors.
They managed to put a trio of TIE fighters into desperate action against us.
But it was a last-ditch effort, and we showed up with no pants on, as per custom.
What could be more intimidating?
Yeah,
A bunch of half-naked, muscly dudes.
It's pretty demoralizing when you're a stormtrooper and you're in body armor from head to toe, and a bunch of naked men just jump into your spaceship. It's like, no spacesuits or anything? Just, I give
That's
up.
how much they respect your firepower. Why abandon her if she could be reclaimed instead? Jack, I never thought I'd see it. A pirate with vision. But the cost! Even a man moderately successful at his trade like you. Like how he's always kind of backhanding. I found backers, my boy, willing to come in for a share in future profits. Well, then you're practically a corporation. Impressive. But where's the romance?
I'll leave that.
Talk like that.
I know, where's your sense of romance? Like, what are you getting at?
I'll leave that to star hoppers like yourself, Mr. Solo. I've ambitions beyond being a pirate, and that rebel treasury you're leading us to in the Drexel system will be a nice shortcut towards realizing them.
I want to know more about what ambitions he has. Like, well, I'd like to run for office.
One day, yeah.
I was thinking about starting a university.
I've been writing sonnets.
I've got my bluegrass band.
Yeah, exactly. Been working on that rock opera about womp rats.
Let's hope you never find out that particular shortcut is a figment of Princess. How's the shortcut a figment of her imagination?
Well, there's no rebel base that he thinks there's a rebel treasury
Oh, I see.
there.
The shortcut being the treasure. I was thinking the path to the base for some reason. I'm not paying attention. Captain, there's trouble on the observation deck, sir. Jolly's gone crazy.
Your lady's gone lady crazy.
What's
I warned you about having ladies on board.
bloodthirsty little spitfire now?
She's just shooting things up.
You worthless bag of nebula dust. I'll fry you for daring to lay a hand on me.
Back off, woman. You're the one who started to talk about kissing. Me and my mates just tried to oblige.
Is this dude in the little Santa hat, is he dead?
I think so.
Did she just kill that guy?
She straight up murdered him.
Like, Jolly, I keep you on board because you're fun, but come on.
Yeah.
You got to stop killing people.
Like Daryl on The Office. Like, you got to tap into your uncrazy side.
Enough, Garl. What in the civilized system do you think you're doing?
Cooking a space ape. Just because a person talks about something doesn't mean she's ready to go at it. Anyway, it's that Princess Leia's fault. She's the one who set me thinking with all her blather about
what, Jolly?
Whap! About you and how well you kiss, you Carillion crown. Jolly's falling out of her shirt here.
For real, come on, Jolly. You gotta represent space ladies a little better.
First the princess lays into you, and now Jolly. What is this power you have over women?
Like, anyone can get slapped, Jack.
If you need but Jolly's obviously into him. It's like, it's her fault for talking about how well you kiss.
I know.
Like, whoa.
I totally don't want you to kiss me. I'm so mad because of how much I don't want you to kiss me.
I've never had someone say that to me. I don't know if that's good or bad.
Oh, really? Like a lady in beret never just came and smacked you. Said, I heard how good a kisser you are, and stormed off.
I don't know, but I hope I lose it soon.
Yeah, for real. It's not a blessing. Oh, Chewie. I love Carmine Infantino's Chewie. Look at that hair.
He's looking like a lion.
Yeah.
He looks just like a lion or something.
Looks like Aslan.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
I like these little hats they're wearing, too, man. This guy's got the eye patch and the hat.
Yeah. That's how you can tell rank. Like, he's got seniority.
Yeah. Berets are the top.
Mm-hmm.
But the lowest guys in the rungs wear these hats.
I'm 2 belts below Parrot.
What's he mean by that? I don't know, but I don't want to argue with him. Yeah, guarding him ain't my idea of fun either. If he's done with that computer tap Jack wanted, let's go. Does Han and Chewie, do they have a plan here? They're tapping the computer into their system to load his maps.
I guess.
But Han had some kind of plan of stealing the cruiser. I wonder if this is part of that
they're trying to take control
or if I'm just
somehow.
putting way too much thought into it.
Giving Han way too much credit while he's going around just aggressively not kissing people. And sometime later on Crimson Jack's bridge, instrument lights begin to flash. Yeah, although there's couches everywhere. So it's not just him. He's got we have a nice little setup for Jolly too.
Time to drop into sublight speed, Mr. Solo. Now we'll see how accurate these charts are that you had fed into our computer from the Falcons. There you are, Jack. Drexel. And it's one planet. It looks pretty close to the sun.
Yeah. Like maybe it used to be an ice planet.
Yeah. It's rapidly turning into a steam planet. Yeah. Not so fast, partners. Something's wrong. According to our scanners, that's a water world.
That's a water world. The rebels couldn't possibly have a treasury on a water world.
Well, you never thought maybe someone made, villages out of ships.
That's crazy. You're talking shite.
Well, Solo, I'm waiting to hear about this, but not for very long. Jack, everything's okay. Just get the princess up here, and I'll prove it to you. Or die trying.
I'll give I don't really like this representation of Solo, but it's the exact characterization of Solo in The Force Awakens. In fact, the Guavian Death Gang guy had a ridiculous Scottish accent, too.
Oh, yeah.
Although I'm pretty sure his was legit. He had, a very thick Scottish accent that I'm sure was real. Whereas what we're giving Crimson Jack is just an offense to everyone.
Well, yeah. That's it? That's the end?
Mm-hmm.
Day of the Dragon Lords.
Come back in 1 month. for another minute. I don't know if
Well,
you remember.
Another minute of Luke.
Conan O'Brien did a spoof on 24 called 60, and they broke it up into 60 1-second episodes. So you just like have somebody rendering half a dramatic line, and it would just doot, doot.
The following takes place between 1:38 and 14 seconds and 1:38 and 15 seconds.
I like Russian dress.
I had not seen that.
That's what I feel like when we're reading these. It's like just when it feels like the narrative's about to take up after all of the little things that they do to break it, then it's over. It's like, guys, you're masterful at like serializing this, because every time you think you're getting somewhere, it's the end, and you have to come back next time.
Yeah,
awesome.
I thought after the first 4-part story that was only Han, and of course we had a flash or two of Luke, but it was a Han story, and then the next cover was like Luke, on fighting a big dragon thing. I was like, okay, cool. Now we're going to get like a 4-issue Luke arc. But that's not what's happening at all. It's still mostly a Han story.
That's what I'm saying. Like, the effort is to really keep Luke sort of ever present, but we don't do much with him. Like, so a lot of the stuff does shift to Han and Leia making decisions and doing stuff. Mostly talking about kissing, I guess. But Luke does nothing. He's like, take me to your leader. Here he is. Okay, cut. And then
I'll say
another
so far
2 months.
I think so far that this is a better story than the Aduba 3.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it, and I love the artwork. It's
Story.
much more vibrant and interesting to see him go.
And we're not just on another desert planet fighting, the same looking kind of dudes. Of course, we also don't have the awesome Rabbit or Hedgie here.
Yeah, we are missing out those characters. I would like to see some Jackson. You could have killed Don Juan Quixote, and I would have been fine with it. But
I don't think any of these guys on this are there any non-human characters in this issue?
not new ones. No, I mean we don't know what the Dragon Lord is, but he looks.
Yeah,
human.
but all the pirates are human, and all these, I don't know what they're called yet. The governor's people, they're human. So that's a little bit disappointing, because that's one thing they did well on the Han Solo story, the first.
Yeah,
4
everybody
issues.
was sort of some kind of crazy alien species. I mean, I assume they might get into the history here and explain why they're all from the same place.
Oh, you mean on this planet?
Yeah, I assume that they're like shipwrecked or something. Since they know about, they're probably at least generations down from people who shipwrecked on this planet.
Well, they've been visited before, I guess, because Han was saying the old timers say to stay away from that system. So they must have been visited by space people at least once, even if they had these guys in the story had never come from space. You know, their ancestors have met with them.
Yeah, I don't know.
I assume it happens often enough that they have off-world lore. It's not just some kind of mythology or something.
Yeah, I mean they don't think it's mythology. They said off-world like it's a thing. They weren't like, like in the old fairy stories.
I like how the governor called them off-world flotsam or whatever.
Yeah.
He's like, you know every person on this world?
Plus,
you see me and you know instantly that I'm not from this world?
You're the one I literally found floating. Why am I flotsam?
Yeah. I came from the stars.
Yeah. I come from a beautiful planet of sand.
I hold the magic of light sword.
All right, so there it is.
That'd be funny if, he's like, I come from a planet of sand, and they all sit down and go, sand.
What's sand like?
Tell me, what is it like?
The world. What is the world of? That is something that you'd think he could talk about for a minute. He's like, he should be pretty blown away by this planet. Like,
yeah.
This planet is like a billionaire's boon world to him. It's like we used to spend all year just sucking moisture out of the air, and who knows how much we were able to harvest, and we would sell that.
He doesn't seem wowed at all by this.
Yeah, that.
In fact, so far as we know, unless there's water on Yavin that we don't see, he's never seen water at all.
Yeah, not an ocean. Like maybe he saw water on Yavin, but he certainly hasn't
these are the
seen
things that I think
planet-sized
that
ocean.
I know these guys were in a hurry when they make all these things. We've got to cut them some slack for that. It's not like they were just had this one thing they were doing. But I do wish they had put some thought into that kind of stuff. But that's it. I guess we had a decent amount of action in this issue.
It's
Luke,
fun. A bunch of zipping around on the ocean, and there was sea serpents and more pirates. Like, if I could give you one note, I don't want to see any other variants of pirates.
Yeah. Enough with the eye patches.
These are water pirates. It's like regular pirates were water pirates. That's not exotic. Yeah, so there you go. So if you're watching this video on our channel, thank you. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you like this stuff. And their extended audio from this is also available on tv8mydinner.com, where many of our other podcasts are hosted. If you are listening to it there, please go to Marvel Age Star Wars on YouTube and subscribe to the channel and watch the videos there.
Yeah, I think the video would be much. If you're only listening, I think you really should watch the video because
you might be
obviously
a little lost if you're opening.
I mean, just by the very premise of the show, I think it benefits you to see the actual images.
So there's a lot of superfluous talk about hats.
Yeah,
more than other podcasts about Star Wars.
It would kind of be an interesting experiment to get someone we know just to listen to a few episodes and not watch it and see if they can follow the story. I'm curious.
Yeah, I would think that works only as a companion to the video for the most part. I mean, I guess unless you're following along at home with your own comics.
Yeah, you could do that. Yeah. So, thanks for watching, everyone. Next episode will be issue, 13?
13, yeah. We're trucking.
And hopefully, we're going to find out what's going on with Luke and the Governor. He's going to have to escape somehow. They're not going to get together and work. Yeah, it's Secret of the Dragon Lord, so those guys are going to come back. They're going to attack the big ship. Luke's going to have to fight some stuff with lightsabers. It's going to be awesome. Can't wait. So, until then, my name is Brooks.
I'm Sean.
And we'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Snoop.